So intersection of a plane and right circular cylinder. We already know the plane. What is cylinder? So why we are studying this? The conic section, just like we observed that there was some of the conic section, just like the circle, ellipse, and straight lines. Within the straight lines, there is a single straight line and parallel straight line. So these conic section, circle, ellipse, straight lines, that is single straight line and parallel straight lines, they can also be generated by the intersection of a plane and the right circular cylinder. That's why we are studying in the conic section the intersection of a plane and right circular cylinder. So we already know the plane, and what is the right circular cylinder? So we have a cylinder, we know the cylinder, so this is something a cylinder. This is something called, this is a cylinder, and this is obviously this is the axis of a cylinder. And if this axis of a cylinder, if we observe that, suppose this is the base, okay, this is the base, so this is the base, and if we join any line with the base, let's say this is the line join base, so if this angle is 90°, this angle axis and the base, so basically if the axis of cylinder, we can say it's a right circular cylinder. Okay, why right? Because the axis is 90° with respect to the base of cylinder. That's why this is a right circular cylinder. And why it is called a circular? Because its surface, so parallel bases, these are bases, so these are these one base and this is other base. These are parallel bases, these bases, so they are right circular cylinder. The reason is because the axis of cylinder is perpendicular to its base, and second, why they are circular? Because they have closed circular surface. So because of this is the, if you observe, so this is the surface is something like this is the surface, this is the circular surface. Okay, that's why this is called right circular cylinder. And we'll see that the right circular cylinder, if it is cut by any plane, they will give circle, ellipse and straight lines. And when that this happens, so let's look one by one. If this is a cylinder, so this is the axis of a cylinder, and if the cutting plane, see this is the cutting plane, so the cutting plane, okay, first if the cutting plane is like this, so if the cutting plane is like this, the cutting plane, this is a cutting plane, this is a cutting plane, and let's say this angle with respect axis is, let's say, beta. Beta is the angle between plane and axis of cylinder. So if the beta, let's say if beta is 90°, okay, let's say beta is 90°, so in this case, suppose this is a, so if beta is 90°, in this case like this, if beta is 90°, the section is, so let's make like this, so the section is circular, this is a circular section. Okay, and if beta is greater than 0 but less than 90°, in this case we get something, suppose this is a, so like this. In this case we get a ellipse. In this case we get a, this is ellipse. Okay, and if beta is 0 degree, so in this case beta is 0 degree, so we get a, basically this beta is 0 degree, it's a basically it's a degenerate case. So this is a degenerate case. In this case the plane is like this. Okay, anywhere, so let's say plane like this. In this case we get a straight line. Okay, so this is the cylinder and this is the axis of a cylinder. Okay, so this is a cylinder with axis of cylinder, and let's say consider a plane. So clearly this is a plane, so clearly this is a, so this is a cylinder and this is the axis of a cylinder, this is the axis of cylinder, and we have a plane. So this is a plane, this is a cutting plane. Okay, now the intersection, we say the intersection is parallel pair of lines. So we observe that, what we observe that the plane is parallel to axis of cylinder. Okay, in this case we observe a pair of straight line, pair of parallel straight lines. Okay, so here we can observe here that so we can see that this is the plane is cutting the plane which is parallel to the axis of a cylinder is cutting the cylinder, and the section is a pair of parallel straight lines. Okay, and we also observe that if the cutting plane, if the cutting plane is tangent to cylinder, if cutting plane is tangent to cylinder, so then we observe so in this case we are getting a, this is a plane which is tangent to cylinder, and the intersection is a, in this case the intersection is a line, a straight line, single straight line. Okay, so basically if the cutting plane is parallel to the axis of a cylinder, then we observe pair of parallel straight lines, and if the cutting plane is tangent to the cylinder, then we observe a single straight line. Okay, so this is the case of a single straight line. This is the case of a single straight line. Okay.